Hey, and welcome to Scarvig in the Atlas. As you probably noticed, I've put myself a little new intro segment. But onto the episode. I decided that I wanted to have a look at the Hydra, and as you can see, I kind of pre-recorded a bunch of stuff because I was experimenting, trying a few different things, and I built myself a rather interesting cage, thinking that I could take the Hydra on with it. The first thing I ran into was a fire elemental, and the things are stupidly overpowered. And the crossbow was doing 7 damage, and you can see here that I'm actually trying to take it on with a ballista, which does 11 damage. I tried a few other bits and pieces, cannons and swivel guns, and it just couldn't work out anything that would do any significant damage to it. So I went off to try and kite the Hydra over to my little cage, thinking that if I could just kite the Hydra over, I could sit inside my cage and just keep shooting at it, and it would keep shooting its fireballs and lightning bolts into the structure. But that didn't work either. As it turned out, the Hydra got stuck, and for the next... it took a long time to kill. It's a very slow process killing the Hydra. So I basically climbed up on top of one of the buildings while it was stuck and couldn't move, and you'll see as it spins around in circles and not really going anywhere. I can just quite literally cherry pick it from my vantage point and it cannot hit me. And so I actually end up breaking what is it? I think I break my bow, I break one of my carbines, and I can't remember if I actually broke my crossbow or not, but the durability on the gear wore down to the point where the items were actually breaking. But in the end, I did get the Hydra, although being a very, very slow process. It does make me wonder what Atlas is going to do in the future for these creatures, because the fire elementals, they're based on what I just experienced, like they're not tangible. You can't kill them comfortably, even if you had heaps and heaps and heaps of people. Doing 7 damage to something that's got that much health, even if you've got 100 people doing that 7 damage, that still takes a long, long time. And you're not likely to have that 100 people. As you can see there, my carbine broke, so I pull out my second one. The Hydra itself, I mean, I'm a bit up and down about it. It was a long fight, there was no challenge in terms of hiding where I was. It would have been interesting to actually kite it down to my base to see if that was a more exciting fight. But yes, I don't know. I've yet to take on the dragon. I've yet to take on the kraken. I was hoping this island would have cyclopses, but it didn't. It's got the fire elementals instead. We'll see. Beyond this, now that I've killed it, we go on to the power stone. It took me a while to actually work out what it was that I was actually doing here. I searched for a while trying to work out which map I was actually on, where the Power Stone cave actually was. It turns out that this one was the purple one. I'll show the map later on in the episode, so if people want to know the location on C6 of where the actual cave entrance is, that's fine. And here I keep sort of wandering around because I can hear bats making noises up in the ceiling, and I'm like, is something going to attack me? But nothing actually does, and so I had a pretty clear run going into the cave itself, whereas the island itself was a bit more rough with fire elementals and whatnot. And my character is quite young, so I couldn't take part in the Fountain of Youth, but that's fine. As if I age a bit more during the game, I should be able to come back and do one of these. Reset my character's age. There, have a look at it. Yes, I'm too young. And I get my first Power Stone. And there's a little illustration with a bit of a blurb. People can read that in their own time, obviously. And that's basically it for the Power Stone Island. Yeah, I do have to do all the other power stones now, because you need to collect them all so that you can do the Kraken. I don't like the idea of having to fight the Hydra that many times. The Hydra, it was not that interesting a fight, the way that I did it. So maybe there's a better way of doing it. Maybe people could tell me how they've fought the Kraken, whether they've had more success in terms of having an interesting fight. I know you can kite it out into the water and it will drown, but there's not really much point in doing that. It's not very exciting either. At any rate, oh yes, I stop here and have a look. There's yellow water and there's a ship broken in the cove here. It's actually quite interesting to look at. But otherwise, yeah, thank you for watching Skavig in the Atlas. This is the location of where the cave entrance was, and this is when I noticed that the stone has actually embedded itself in my compass. So I have to jump off the bear so I can actually zoom in on it, but yeah, there's the nice purple power stone. Yes, so anyway, thanks again for watching Skavig in the Atlas, and I will see you again in the next one. Catch you later.